It was like a meeting of the minds, if by minds you mean creepy weirdos. The once funny Janeane and Garafalo dropped by Thursday's Countdown with Keith Olbermann for a spirited debate between two people who never agree with each other. I kid. They're basically the same organism, able to converse through the miracle of mitosis. Any crap, the topic was a recent poll showing that Rush Limbaugh is less popular with women than with men. Watch and cringe, cringers.
The type of female that does like Rush is the same type of woman that falls in love with prisoners. And you know what I mean? They like Richard Ramirez or Squeaky Fromme.
Yeah,
is a good example. I think Charles Manson's Ava Braun, Hitler's girlfriend. That is exactly the type of woman that responds really well to Rush.
Oh, she seems so happy. And then it got creepier, much creepier, almost as creepy as her hopelessly dated tattoos.
She dated him, so either she suffers from Stockholm Syndrome, a lot like Michael Steele, who's the black guy in the Republican Party who suffers from Stockholm Syndrome, which means you try and curry favor with the oppressor.
Yes, as you talk about self-loathing.
Yes, and there's any female or person of color in the Republican Party is struggling with Stockholm Syndrome.
The black guy. After this show, both Olbermann and Garafalo celebrated their performance by splitting a tofu dog in a high colonic. Patty Ann, so the logic is all blacks must think exactly the same, according to Janeane, or they're self-loathing. Isn't that kind of racist?
Oh, it totally is. I mean, it's such an insult to say that they couldn't possibly have reached this decision intellectually, so obviously they're mentally ill. And I mean, obviously her radio show went nowhere, and that's why she's jealous of
That's right. She was a blip on Air America. That was a success. Oh, my God. Alison, Garafalo thinks that if a woman is conservative, she must be suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, which is a disorder when a hostage falls in love with its captor. It's happened to me a number of times. Why can't she imagine a woman not being liberal like herself? If she feels like everyone should be unhappy as her, is that what it is? I don't understand.
Man, she's no good for the sisterhood. I tested positive for Stockholm Syndrome, and I'm able to lead a happy life.
You are.
Here's the thing. I would like to know, when did Janeane Garafalo turn into someone who served me coffee in 1994? Also, I personally think Rush Limbaugh might be hot. I bet he smells like salami.
Really? I have no idea why he would smell like salami, or why that would be
someone who might smell like salami.
He mainlines salami. Are you kidding me?
Hey, Kayla, let's get away from this whole salami business. Frankly, it disgusts me. Why do people on the left always have to use Hitler references to describe Republicans? My theory is that they just don't know anybody who isn't liberal, so it's easy to marginalize them.
Well, I totally get offended the fact that, you know, these liberals think that, hey, we can categorize Republicans just the way we want to, and meanwhile, they don't know any. I mean, you got a hip Republican right here, and I think, you know, everything's fine with that, and I don't know. I don't think she's talking much sense, quite frankly. There's so many things that are wrong with what she said in that clip.
There's too many, actually, to go over. We actually had more tape, but we would have played the whole hour.
You know, Hitler might have also been a very tender lover.
Oh,
bad for the Jews. But how do we know what he was like?
Bill, don't follow Bill.
I'm the only one who can say that.
Yes, Bill, that's why I'm cutting off Bill. Bill,
you can condemn her, Greg.
Sure you were, Mr. Sweater Vest. Now, Janeane mocks any woman who likes Rush, but she also described herself, honestly, as self-loathing and narcissistic. So isn't it better for women not to emulate her if she's that miserable?
I suppose. I feel like... Well,
I feel that Bill's going to defend her now.
Women, I will defend her to a certain point. Women are all self-loathing and a bit narcissistic. I mean, let's agree on that. Second of all, Janeane, not to name drop, but bloop, there it goes. I interviewed Dennis Leary one time, and I asked him what happened to Janeane Garafalo. She used to be kind of funny. Yeah. And he said, yeah, she's a friend of mine, but she went crazy, and here's why. She just completely went orthodox on the left side. And he told me, if you're going to be in comedy, you got to have both guns blazing. In my case, Smith and Wesson. And he said he's a registered Democrat, but he always makes fun of the left as much as the right. When you forget that, you turn into tattoo hussy over there.
That's actually a good point.
Every person in entertainment and TV is self-loathing and a narcissist. That's what she said Rush Limbaugh is, but that's everyone.
Is it really everyone?
I hate myself. I love myself.
I don't think I'm self-loathing or narcissistic.
I think I'm self-loving and a nihilist.
Kayla, are you self-loathing and or narcissistic?
Well, I think you might be a little narcissistic to be in the business, but definitely not self-loathing. I like myself. I'm happy with myself.
I'm very good. Very good. I don't see how Bill could be happy with himself.
I know.
I really don't. I don't know. You must have low expectations.
I do. I do.
I'm narcissistic and Bill loathing.
Very good. All right.
I'll tell you, horse tranquilizers don't hurt, guys.
I'm sure
I'm on 4 different kinds right now.
All right. From self-loathing to self... Welcome back. Let's find out if we've got anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. Andy, I happened to stumble upon an old English proverb, and it made me think of you. It goes, all cats are gray in the dark. Now, what does that mean, Andy?
I don't know, Greg. Unlike Janeane Garafalo, I don't see color.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, she saw Mr. Steele's color.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I should say, though, my new favorite thing is taping a chameleon to the TV set and watching it go nuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's big fun.
That's fantastic.
That's a Friday night for me right there.
I bet that is. Yeah. That could bleed into Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially if he's killing someone.
Yep. Olbermann and Garafalo. So Olbermann thinks Michael Steele is self-loathing, and Garafalo thinks there's something wrong with a person of color being a Republican. There's a name for people who think everyone of the same race should act or think the same way. Just want to make that clear.
You know, for our viewers who are blind at home, that sign
yes.
said racist.
That's it. They'll put the Braille on the screen. It'll be fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They haven't invented Braille for TV yet.
Haven't they, Greg?
Maybe.
Yeah, you don't
I've been
know.
touching my screen an awful lot lately.
You don't know. That's not your screen.
That's me.
Greg, you asked why some on the left have to use Hitler references to describe Republicans. To be fair, it's only the ones who aren't very bright, I think.
Interesting.
Also, there really is something special about watching the most self-loathing person in the world talking to the most narcissistic person in the world, and both of them calling other people self-loathing and narcissistic.
So true.
It is amazing.
Yeah. Has Olbermann ever had a guest on her show who disagreed with him on something?
I don't know.
All right.
That's
Can
a
you
good
find
question. I will. I'll get back to you. Hold on.
Okay. If only you had a character on the show that could look up stuff like
Look,
that.
it
and
says
find
never on this sheet I just found.
Okay.
Never.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
You misspelled never.